Alright YouTube, the first thing you want to do is just brush the client's hair to the direction that he combs it or brushes it. And then what I do, I put on the number 1. A lot of barbers always usually go one close with the grain, but I'm just actually going one open against the grain because I can take more off at the parietal ridge area. And speaking of parietal ridge area, you want to make sure you clean out the platform because it's just a point of, making sure the haircut is neat. But make sure everything is, brushed down as you cut. And on this particular video, I'm gonna show you step by step only on one side, and then I'm gonna speed the other side up for you guys. So let's just enjoy the video. I start out with my trimmers, punch my first initial guideline in. The way I put my first initial guideline in is like as if I am like cutting up against the edge up. I mean, I don't just turn them around and just punch them in to make a hard initial guideline. I just like to soften it up so the guideline can be easier to get out. So at the end of the video, you will see what I'm talking about because you can barely just tell where the guideline started. But to you beginner barbers, this is the easiest way to put it in. I'm just doing it like this for you beginner barbers as well. Let's get it. Number 1 key for me when I make my second initial guideline, I make enough room so I can fade within that second initial guideline because that's the part that's important for the whole haircut rather. But make enough room so you can have enough room to fade within your second initial guideline. For those who don't understand me, you can always rewind it, this YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So just make enough room so you can come back and fade because that's the most important part of the whole haircut process, the second initial guideline. A lot of barbers don't tell you that, but I am. As I close my blades, I'm dropping down with the fade. So then you want to use your corners. Now, if you close your blades, you're going down further. If you open your blades, you're going up further. So with that being said, I just closed my blade, one notch closed. Now I'm using my corner just to get them dark areas that I see. And then I'm gonna come back again and close my blades again and drop down a little bit further. So just stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just like right there. Now I'm about to go down a little bit further, but as you go down, remember to always use your corners. Now I have my blade all the way closed. The only thing I'm doing right now is just using the corners to take that first initial guideline out. It don't take much because my Stylecraft Instincts is already 0 gap, but it takes the bottom line out so perfectly you really don't have to use your trimmers to, come back and take it out with. But always remember to do detail work, and then I'm gonna open them up one more notch and start going back up just to make sure I got all my dark areas that I was looking for. Then I put my 1.5 guard on. So the only thing I'm about to do with this is just go up to the parietal ridge area, just only debulking that section. I already know I cut it down with the 1.5 against the grain, but it's always good to go back over your work with the guard that you started with so you can always know to take that area down, because hairs might be still hiding within the haircut when you first started to cut. So with that being said, man, just put your 1.5 guard on, open the guard, and just go against the grain to knock that down. The only thing I'm doing right now with the 1.5 is just softening up that first initial guideline, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just come back with the following guard. Now, after the 1.5 guard, I follow up with my 1 guard open, and then I go a little bit underneath the parietal ridge, following that 1.5. But remember to always still use your corners, even though you're using the 1 guard, because that 1 guard is taking off a little bit more than that 1.5 against the grain. Both guards are the same when you just put them on. Like the 1.5 guard closed is actually a full 1.5, and a 1 guard open is a full 1.5. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, just go back and rewind it. And now I close my 1 guard. The only thing I'm about to do is just soften up that dark area right there, so I can come back with the following guard. But always remember to go back over your work. The more you go over, and don't forget to flick out either. But like I was saying, the more you go over, the less time and less details that you had to put into your work. Now, don't get me wrong, I put a lot of detail into my work, but I make it so easy so I can come back with the following guard.
Perfect.
Then I come in with my 0 guard. Now I'm about to put it on my Stylecraft Instincts, and I'm gonna show you guys a little something. I'm gonna close the 0 guard, but remember to use the corners. Now you see the little dark areas? It may seem like that I'm using the whole guard, but I'm not. I'm just using about 3 or 4 teeth on each side as I use each side. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just actually just spot mopping right now, just make sure I'm just cleaning up the areas that I don't have to go back and clean up with the 0 guard. But remember to always use your corners. This is the most important part of any haircut, man. It don't matter what type of haircut you give a client, but you can see that haircut is starting to take effect as I, you know what I'm saying, use my corners. But be mindful, be smart, and you don't want to knock no initial guidelines up, because you know what I'm saying, you already started the haircut off neat. The only thing you're doing right now is trying to end it neat. So with that being said, man, just look at that fade, how it's taking effect right now. And don't forget to, you know what I'm saying, adjust your 0 guards as needed, because sometimes you can mistake and knock the fade up without knowing. But remember to always go back over your work, as simple as that. Then I grab my Babyliss Pro Gold FX. The only thing I'm doing right now is just actually using the corners of them as well, because you know what I'm saying, I'm just coming back behind the 0, because whatever the 0 didn't get out, I guarantee you that the blade right there will get it out. But always remember to use your corners as well, because you know, you want to, in detail, you want to just actually look for dark areas. And this is the claw method right here that I learned from my boy. Big shout out to Gamechanger. I'm pretty sure you guys probably be on his channel watching his haircut videos as well. But I'm using the tiger method and the tiger claw method, I'm sorry. And I just turn my clippers back around because I see a little couple of dark areas that I need to knock out. Man, just look at that fade already, bro. I'm actually done. I'm really done with that side. I just kind of like go back and tease myself with it so I can just say, hey man, look at all that heavy work I'm doing. But with that being said, man, you want to put that number 1 back on there. And you know what I'm saying, you just want to close it like 2 notches and then just go up a little bit further, because you know what I'm saying, like I said, always do detail. It may look like the fade is done, but to me, it's not done. I want that thing to look good. So let's just get into this video, man. I feel good. All right, guys, this side is exactly like the first side that I showed you guys. I put my number 1 on, open it, and I go against the grain up to the parietal ridge area and make sure everything is clean. Then I follow up with my trimmers, and you know what I'm saying, just make sure my first initial guideline is punched in. After that, I grab my Stylecraft Instinct and I make my second initial guideline. But like I said, I always do detail with the detail so your haircut can pop even more. And then I just fall back with the 1.5 guard, going back up against the parietal ridge area. Then I grab the number 1 and come back down underneath that 1.5, because you know I'm ready to bust that platform out. Now I close my one guard. I'm just softening up that guideline so I can come back with the zero close and, you know what I'm saying, start to soften it up. Follow with my gold FX. And the only thing I'm doing is just using the just using the tiger claw and, you know what I'm saying, try to, you know, define the lines that I'm getting out. Now this side is a little bit tougher than the first side because, you know, it's something about this initial guideline, but at the end of the haircut, you'll see how I, you know what I'm saying, just went back and cleaned it up. But yeah, we're gonna speed this part on up right here and, you know, just get to the edge up part.
Perfect.
All right, for you guys that stuck around long enough, man, we at the end of the haircut process. Now, this is where it get real fun at right here. The only thing I'm doing just actually, you know, separating the twist from the hair that he won't knock down. And I'm gonna come back with the number 1 close and knock that down with my Stylecraft instincts. But I just want to let you guys know, when you knocking that taper down, right there on this tip of peak point on both sides, make sure you knock it down from peak point to peak point, as I would say, because I used to have mistakes back in the day. I used to, you know, just knock one side down and then knock the other side down, but I always remember to take your time because the edge up process is a total different cut. So you want to separate yourself from other barbers on this part right here. With that being said, everything, you know, falls in place. After I use the brush, I grab my Tresemme holding spray and I spray the edge up, and then I fall behind it with the blow dryer to, you know what I'm saying, freeze the edge up. Because once you put Tresemme between the skin and the hair, that right there will make that ash mark so your edge up could be crispy. And as you notice, them trimmers are hitting. Now, I got them out the box, they was already hidden, but I kind of like adjusted the blade back a little bit because they was actually too sharp when I first bought them. So they was hitting, but they was like biting my clients. So I had to go back and adjust the blades and, you know what I'm saying, just bag up out the blade by like a hair or probably a meter. And look, just look at the side view without the enhancements. But you know what I'm saying, he wanted enhancements, he gonna get enhancements. And you know what I'm saying, one more time, big shout out to Dante, man, for, you know what I'm saying, coming out, you know what I'm saying, supporting this boy. And yeah, let's just get into the video and see how it turned out. Alright guys, if you stuck around long enough and you seen the first beginning of the video, this is how my client came in. Like I said, big shout out to Dante for pulling up on his boy. This is exactly how he came in, and this is exactly how he looked when he left out. So if you stuck around long enough, man, please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and you know what I'm saying, just let your boy know that you're a loyal subscriber, man, because every day or every other day, I'm gonna try to drop as much content as I can, you know what I'm saying, to keep my, you know what I'm saying, clients happy, and not only my clients, but you know, my subscribers and everything. So big shout out to everybody, and you know, you can also follow me on Instagram at black_prince79 and at TikTok at your TikTok barber1. But with that being said, man, look at their haircut, man. Look at that fade. I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, I separate myself from other barbers. But with that being said, may God bless.